Hi everyone, this is Sue from Bitcoin Country. Today's date is May 9th, 2021, and I have some more news to share with you. So we'll get right to the screen share. I think you're going to be interested in some of the things I have to share. The first is an article off Cointelegraph. Unprecedented capital inflows into Bitcoin remove 12,000 Bitcoin from Coinbase in an hour. Coinbase is an exchange where Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are bought and sold. 12,000 Bitcoin is a lot of money. If you take the current going rate of around $58,000 times 12,000 Bitcoin, there's some serious cash. Oh, here it says $694 million. Glassnode, the on-chain monitoring resource, showed that 12,350 Bitcoin were withdrawn from Coinbase in a single hour on Friday. As we see larger and larger amounts being bought into these cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, we are going to see supply squeezes that will affect the price and also the availability. They also reported sudden movement in excess of 10,000 Bitcoin heading to private wallets, which is far from unheard of, but nonetheless demonstrates a desire to at least store Bitcoin for the long term instead of keeping it within easy reach of a point of sale. The significance there is when you're on the exchange, they're holding it, not you. They're holding it for you. Whereas if you take and move it from the exchange to your private wallet, you are holding it and no one can get at it, which is very, very important. Of course, all these signs point to a healthy bull market. That's essentially it. You will see volatility in the market, but we're still in a bull market. And probably will be for some time as the technology rolls out. I guess this would be a good time for me to remind you, I'm here for financial education and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor of any kind. I'm just here giving you my observations about what's in the news in the cryptocurrency and financial world, and hopefully pointing in the right direction on some things you can do to help preserve your wealth and maybe even make some profits. Altcoin season rush. Ethereum and DeFi get into shape for another hot summer. Ethereum is the second largest by market cap cryptocurrency, and a lot of projects and different technologies run off of the Ethereum platform. So that's very important. And with the price of Bitcoin so high, more money has started to move into the smaller coins like Ethereum. So that's what they're talking about when they say altcoin season rush. DeFi stands for decentralized finance, and that's a whole discussion unto itself. So we'll leave that for another time. Altcoins like ETH, Dogecoin, and Ethereum Classic are spearheading a new alt season that seems to have taken off with a bang. Now, the one thing I want to comment here is on this Dogecoin. You may have heard that Elon Musk has been talking about Dogecoin. Maybe you heard he was on Saturday Night Live. I believe it would have been last night. I did not watch it, but basically Elon Musk is an influencer, and anytime he talks about something, the price goes up. So for me, I'm skeptical this is a pump and dump scheme, and I'm not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'm not saying you can't make any money off of it, but the price has tremendously skyrocketed in the last 2-3 weeks, and it's too risky for my blood. Let's see if they have anything else to say. I think that was the biggest thing I wanted to show you. Well, here's something important. As the narrative around institutional adoption of Bitcoin has tapered off somewhat, investors have begun to turn to blockchains and protocols other than Bitcoin. Although Bitcoin is a very sound store of value, the market as a whole is realizing how pivotal altcoins and their respective projects are the future of crypto. So there you go, another mention. Bitcoin is not going to be used as a currency. It is primarily a store of value. And then with the talk of those coins, let's look at the cryptocurrency price charts. And I use CoinMarketCap a lot. And this shows you the price of Bitcoin currently, the increase or decrease in the last 24 hours, the red indicating and the arrow down indicating Bitcoin is down that much in the last 24 hours. And here's the 7-day gains. So as you can see, Ethereum, wow, almost 4,000. Wow. Up 33% in 1 week. They talked about Dogecoin. Now this is being filmed Sunday at 12:38 Eastern Standard Time. So already after the Saturday Night Live appearance, we're down 26% in 1 day. And that's what I'm talking about when I say extreme volatility in the market. Well, even 25% is not extreme. We may see 50% down days on any number of coins or more. But you can see from the chart over here, the last 7 days, how high it had gotten. And the trend had been up for the last week until what? Oh, Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live last night, and now the price is dumping. So it did just what I thought it was going to do and dump. So when people are out there, influencers, very well-known people are out there talking about cryptos, I don't touch them. Let's see, they talked about Ethereum Classic. There it is. Wow, up 166% this week. Wow. Wow. Okay, moving on. DeFi may lead to a paradigm shift, says Federal Reserve Bank paper. Decentralized finance. And they give you a generic explanation. It potentially contributes towards a more robust, open, and transparent financial infrastructure, which probably doesn't mean a whole lot to most people. DeFi uses smart contracts to create protocols that replicate existing financial services in a more open, interoperable, and transparent way, also hailing its efficiency, accessibility, and composability. So what I see here is if they can replicate existing financial services like mortgages and car loans in a more interoperable way, I see less bank employees is what I see. And I'm sure there's going to be other consequences. But if you have your transactions tied up in the blockchain on a smart contract, and it gets maybe a little complicated, but where it's tied up to, you know, your payment is maybe tied to a certain account or a certain asset. And if you fail on your payments, then they seize the asset. Sorry, that was unfortunate. Not so good. I don't have a video editing software yet, so you're just going to have to bear with me. I hope that's not a problem. I'll get there, but this technology stuff really challenges me. DeFi growth over the past year has been monumental, with a 700% increase in the total value locked across the ecosystem. And yet, where have you heard this on mainstream media? They're not talking about it. 700% increase in this blockchain technology called decentralized finance. It's happening, folks. It's being used. This technology is being used. And I think I'm going to skip right on here. Asian video game publisher Nexon buys 100 million in Bitcoin. Just an example of a big company buying some Bitcoin. It's not much for them. It's only They say in the article 2% of their holdings, right there. Just outlining the company's move follows other publicly listed companies, including MicroStrategy and Tesla, that are buying into Bitcoin as a way for their investors to hedge against inflation. I think most of us are aware inflation is here. If you've noticed your groceries going up, you look at the price of lumber, wow, really going up. I hope there's a price pullback, but we're seeing a lot of inflation with all of the money printing. And my philosophy here is, if the big boys are putting, in this case, MicroStrategy and Tesla, are putting billions in Bitcoin as a way for their investors to hedge against inflation, they might know something. A hedge against inflation. Why would I call these guys crazy? I'm not. You want to hedge your portfolio? I'm not saying move everything there. Hedge means you have a certain percentage that you hold. Like this Nexon they're talking about. They put 2% of their total cash and cash equivalents. Say a little less than. I don't know off the top of my head what percentage MicroStrategy and Tesla did. Here's another one. Mastercard adds 6 startups to accelerator, including blockchain payments provider. So if you're not aware, you will be able to pay with Bitcoin, with Litecoin. You will be able to pay at retailers with different cryptocurrencies in the future. The one I'm most familiar with that you can actually pay with your cryptocurrency right now is the Litecoin card. And the reason that is the case is because Litecoin operates on the same, the software was written to run on the same system as the Visa system. And so literally, if you get a Litecoin card, you can have Bitcoin in your account. You can take your Litecoin card, which looks just like a credit card, has a chip in it, and you can use your Litecoin card in the debit system, in the card reader at Walmart or wherever, and you will pay, and you can pay with Litecoin, and that retailer, they will get it in dollars. It'll be transferred into dollars for them. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's pretty ingenious of Litecoin also. Probably not a lot of this that's easy to understand, at least at a beginner level, which includes me. I'm learning with you. Mastercard is making a big push into blockchain technology, with its latest Star Path participants reflecting a renewed commitment to innovating in the payment arena. As Cointelegraph recently reported, Mastercard was one of several major companies to lead a $65 million raise for Consensus System, one of the most prominent software companies in the blockchain industry. And I hope you like this news that I'm bringing to you for what you don't get off of mainstream media. They're not putting this out there on the mainstream media so that the everyday person can understand what's happening and what's going on. And that's why I'm bringing it here to you, because I think we all need to know what's going on and what the new technology is that's coming. And finally, you know I like Michael Saylor. And in this interview, this interviewer asked him, what are you going to do when Bitcoin drops by 50% again? And I like his answer.
But I think that the fundamental elephant in the room here is that the macroeconomic environment is so incredibly unfair to people without assets. Like literally, if you're an operating company or a Main Street company, you have to work 30% harder to stand still. And if you're a Wall Street company, you can stand still and get 30% more. Like the playing field is so tilted in favor of property owners or asset holders against manufacturers and companies that do things. that you can't really be successful in business unless you have assets as part of your strategy.
And so okay, so me and Sam were asking different questions. Sam wanted to know more about the morale. I want to know if we do see another Bitcoin, crash, draw down 50%, 60%, what happens to your position and what happens to your point of view?
Well, we have permanent capital, so it doesn't make a difference to us, right? Like right now, for example, we have a $3 billion investment gain. So if you cut Bitcoin in half, we would still have an investment gain, right? I mean, our basis is 24,000. So if it goes down to less than 24,000 and stays there forever, then it will have not been a good investment, I suppose. But otherwise, we've got a long-term strategy, which is you buy it and hold it. And I think that a lot of people live in fear of volatility, but a lot of people live in fear of a lot of things, right? If you have enough fear, you won't leave your house, you won't do anything. And so you have to have a bit of courage and conviction. I can give you 1,000 reasons why I think it makes sense to invest in Bitcoin. I can't give you any reason why I should be afraid to do a rational thing. So, it doesn't really bother me, right? This is a rational strategy. If I had it to do all over again, would I? Of course I would, right? Ask all the investors that made billions and billions of dollars, over the time frame, right? Of course you would do it again.
And I think we're gonna have to wrap based on time. So appreciate you coming on. How much you?
Okay, so to end this video, I'm going to give you a definition. The term FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that is when people are trying to manipulate the price down, they will throw news articles about how Bitcoin is going to zero. Anything negative they can do to give the general public a sense of fear, uncertainty, and doubt to scare them away from Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency and blockchain projects. So that is a strategy that is used. So when I see an article saying Bitcoin is dying again for the 314th time, I just laugh and move on. And that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these articles. And if you want to explore more, I've included the links below in the description box. Thanks again for stopping by. If you want to make a comment, if there's anything you'd like me to look up and include, or you find an article that you think I should have included, please let me know. Thank you for joining me again. This is Sue from Bitcoin Country, and I want to remind you that family is everything. Take care and have a good day. Bye.